welcome to your January 2017 general forecast with moi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big happy new year to everybody. It's 2017. When you add that all together, it's a number 1 year. So it's time to get some things started. So before we get started on your horoscope, I just wanted to remind you that this is very general for all of the signs that were born under a certain sign, whether by the sun, the moon, or your rising sign. And if you don't know what your rising sign or your moon sign are, then there's a link that I have below to where you can go to a website and find all of that information out. Especially if you have your birth time, then you can know what your rising sign is. But definitely check out your horoscope for all three every single month. The rising sign will be the most accurate, then the sun, then the moon. So check them out. And don't forget, if you would like a personal forecast that is just for you, boo-boo, under your birth time, your birth date, your place of birth, all that stuff, just exactly cater to you, go to my website, which is indigomoonastrology.com, and we can get a reading scheduled. All right, so now on to your general January forecast. Hey, what's up, Taurus? So this is my lovely board. I'm going to show you what the planetary activity is like for you guys this month, aka your horoscope. So first of all, let's talk about the sun. The sun will be in the sign of Capricorn, where it entered at the end of December. It'll be in the sign of Capricorn up until about the 19th. So, of course, the sun, wherever it travels in your chart, it illuminates that area of life for you, brings it more to the forefront, more towards your attention. So, for you guys, Capricorn is your 9th house. So, the 9th house is a house of travel, opportunity, optimism, seeing life in a bigger picture, seeing, you know, more of opportunities for furthering your education, for traveling, for seeing the world as yours instead of just, you know, being in a little bubble. So that's the 9th house. So there's still going to be a great focus there up until the 19th. On the 7th, the sun will come in a conjunction with Pluto. I'll bring these both up here. They'll both be at about, I believe, 16 degrees of Capricorn. So usually when the sun comes in a conjunction with Pluto, Pluto is a planet that rules power. It rules the underworld, so to speak, the dark side of life. And it rules hidden things as well. So when the sun comes in contact with Pluto, it kind of digs out a bunch of stuff, brings hidden things to the surface, hidden things that have to do with like secrets and stuff, you know, unknown information can all of a sudden, like, you can be a magnet for it. Now this is happening in your 9th house of the higher mind. So some of my Tauruses can, you know, uncover some secrets at that time, or maybe if there's some information that you've been looking for on a particular person or topic or whatever, I mean, it'll just come to you very easily. So especially if you're in a relationship, Taurus, you may have some secrets come to light and to the surface, whether about you or another person. So I would be mindful of that. But it's very transformational energy. You may come to a realization about something, anything in life, because this is a higher mind, but more in particular aimed at the area of, you know, furthering your education or goals. This is also the house of goals, making big plans, big goals. So you may come to a realization about a goal or a plan that maybe you have to let go of, or maybe it's, you know, you realize that it's not the best for you, or it could be the opposite. You know, maybe you figure out a goal that's like, you feel empowered because Pluto is power. So is the sun to a certain degree too. So you feel empowered towards making more goals, going towards them, like for real, not just like talking about them like regular old New Year's resolutions because it's January. No, you will want to not just talk about it, but be about it, okay? So this is the sun and Pluto together in Capricorn on the 7th. Now before that, on the 3rd, we have Venus, your ruling planet, moving into Pisces. And Venus rules the 5 senses. It rules the pleasures of the earthly realm. It rules relationships with other people, one-to-one, whether romantic or just, you know, people in general, what you enjoy in life. So Pisces, for we Tauruses, because I'm a Taurus sun, is our 11th house. And the 11th house is friends. It's groups of friends. It's networks of people. It is the internet and things like that. So you can, wherever Venus rules, she kind of blesses that area a little bit. She makes that area of life a little bit more sweeter, a little bit more easygoing, easier to deal with people. So when Venus comes here, you know, in this 11th house, it can be a good time to enjoy time with friends, going out to eat, especially going towards water, which Pisces rules, and Neptune, its ruling planet, rules. It can also mean finding love. Wherever Venus travels, you can find love a lot easier in that way, in that area. So it can mean finding love within a group of friends, or with a friend, or just out enjoying yourself out in the world. You can meet love that way, or on the internet, you know, networking with people. You can find love there. Now, also, Venus will come into a conjunction with Neptune. And this happens on the 12th. The Venus and Neptune come together in the sign of Pisces. So this is like double Neptunian energy, because Neptune rules the sign of Pisces. So what I would say to be mindful of is not seeing a friend or a potential relationship partner for who they really truly are, putting a fog over all of their flaws to the extent to where, like, you see them as this dream fantasy person that maybe they really aren't. You know, you see them as this, oh, nice, wonderful person, and really, they're an a-hole. So you need to really be careful with love and relationships and friendships around that time. That goes for friendships too. Like, maybe you meet someone, or even like a friend. You could be prone to deception from other people around that time, and especially with groups of people or friends, or, you know, a relationship within a group. So just be careful that with Venus and Neptune together around this time. But it is a time of compassion, though. So if you're involved in any humanitarian efforts, Taurus, this is a great time for you. Or if you're an artistic Taurus, a Taurus that is an artist, especially one that expresses your art on a public platform like social media, for example, this will really be a great transit for you, this Venus and Neptune in Pisces. Now, also, Venus will come in a conjunction with the South Node. This happens a few days before that, around the 7th. Now, for those of you who don't know what the South Node is, the South Node, it represents past lives, past karma. It's some things that we have to kind of try to steer away from in this life and let go of. It's kind of like bringing you back down, because look at this as if it's like a magnet, okay? Like, these two, like, circular ends of it are a magnet, and it gives a magnetic pull. So it's pulling you down, okay? It's pulling you down. So this is pulling you down and backwards towards the past. And if Venus rules relationships, well, some of my Tauruses may want to, you know, go back into a journey to the past, okay? And to a past relationship. Try to find your old boo thing on social media. Try to link up with them. Or maybe even just dreams and thoughts of, you know, someone from the past. It can be also, you know, thoughts about someone that's in the spirit world now, because Pisces and Neptune rules the spirit world, the unseen world. So someone who's passed on, you could be really yearning for them at this time. Just a fair warning. But yeah, Venus and the South Node together. Some people can feel at this time like they've met a soulmate, or, you know, some karmic relationship. If they begin it around this time, it can be really karmic. Not always in the best way, so I would be very mindful of that. So that is Venus in Pisces this month. Venus will also conjunct Chiron towards the end of this month. And Chiron is the planetoid, or the asteroid that's nicknamed the Wounded Healer. It's an area of life where we could have been wounded before, or we can be currently wounded, but we have the opportunity to, in return, maybe heal other people. But it can be a recurring theme of pain wherever Chiron lies in your chart, or is transiting for you. So for you guys, it's in your 11th house of groups of friends. This can mean, you know, like I said, be careful of being prone to deception when it comes to friends and other people in groups. But this can bring back also some old painful memories, you know. So just hang in there, Taurus, and try not to get too caught up in that. But if you are a healer, especially like a spiritual healer of some sort, this Venus and Chiron conjunction that happens later in the month can be really good for you. It can be a time for you to really show your best work, your best healing work with other people, especially in a humanitarian type of setting. So that is Venus this month. Now on the, hold up, girl, get in there, Venus. Okay. Now, on the 12th of the month, we have a full moon in the sign of Cancer. Okay, so the moon rules the sign of Cancer and gives Cancer its extremely emotional qualities. When there's a full moon, it's the sun and moon are opposing each other. The sun is more of a masculine, paternal energy, and the moon is more of like a feminine, nurturing, motherly energy. And they are on opposing sides, so they bring a tension that brings things to a breaking point. That's why the full moon, the time around the full moon, people get a little quote unquote crazy, loony, you know, they get very tense and like something just has to happen and change right now. So for you guys, Cancer, this is your third house where the moon's going to be at, about 22 degrees Cancer. And then the sun will be up here at about 22 degrees of Capricorn. So this is your ninth and your third house. The quote-unquote lower mind and the higher mind. This is like the surface level mind that just kind of picks up data and information really quick and then moves along to the next thing. And this is the opposite. It's like really deep information that it's like kind of like a short article versus a long book, okay? Like that's it's like, it's kind of like that, okay? So there's an opposition here. So something may be brought to a breaking point. It could be with travel, with plans to travel or further your learning or your education. You may make a decision to go on a trip or not go on a trip after all, or, you know, to take up some classes or to go back to school or maybe quit, you know, one of those things. That can be a possibility as well. But in those areas, there will definitely be a change and a breakthrough around the 12th when there is a full moon. Now, Mars is going to be in the sign of Pisces this whole month up until about the 28th. So Mars rules action, drive, initiative. It's physical energy. It can, on a negative side, be impatience, being irrational, being a little too assertive and aggressive, and conflicts. So Mars will be in Pisces in your 11th house. Now, the good thing is Venus is here softening up this area of life for you. So if there can be some conflicts that are brought about within groups of other people, Venus can help you because she's a diplomat. She wants everybody to get along. She wants everybody to be nice and sweet to one another. So she'll make sure to keep Mars in check, to not get too out of control. You know, maybe if you're in social media groups, you may get a little bit heated and with your opinions and stuff. Venus will help you smooth out any conflicts, okay? So that's Mars here in the 11th house, pretty much the whole entire month. Now on the 19th, the sun moves into Aquarius, and for us, that is our 10th house. The 10th house is career. This is a 12 o'clock mark on the clock, honey. That means that is the area where we are seen the most. That's when the sun is at its highest peak in the sky and everybody sees it. So that's how everybody will be seeing you at the beginning of, at the end of the month. So if you are a Taurus that's trying to advance in career, this is your time to shine. If you're trying to get yourself out there on social media to be seen more, this is definitely your time with the sun here in your career house and your achievement house, and then all this energy happening in your 11th house of networking, like social networking. Oh yeah, definitely this is your time. So there will be a shift and an emphasis. It'll be on career for you guys. Now, also, I forgot to talk about Mercury. So Mercury, we begin with Mercury being retrograde in the beginning of the month, okay, the first week or so. And it's in the sign of Capricorn, which is your 9th house. So you can be going back over things that have to do with education or travel or seeing things in a broader perspective and trying to see things in a more optimistic view. And then Mercury will go back into Sagittarius, which is your 8th house, on the 4th of January, and it'll be there for a few days. So Mercury will be going back over anything that you had to go back over at the end of November of 2016, I would say, that has to do with 8th house matters, which are taxes, insurance. Ooh, that reminds me, I need to go over some things and buy insurance. Hey, you know, the transits really do play out in real life. So taxes, insurance, joint finances, maybe going back over financial plans and goals with a significant other, if you're married or if you're partnered in some sort of way where you share income. That can mean even business partnerships, going back over those things, revising them. Okay, and then Mercury goes direct on the 8th, hallelujah, and then it'll be back in the sign of Capricorn for the rest of the month, direct here in your 9th house again. Oh, you can see my curls. But then it'll go back there and be direct, so you'll be able to see things clearly. You know, it'll be direct on the 8th, but it'll be in shadow period until the 22nd. That means it's trying to get back into its orbit. It's a little still topsy-turvy, a little wonky and shaky. And then it'll be completely moving forward again around the 22nd. So that's when you could begin going back over some projects that are 9th house related. That can mean publishing and writing and advertising too. Or it can mean like, you know, okay, fine, I decided to take this class after all, to go back to school to further my education or to switch my major or, you know, whatever it is, complete my GED, whatever it is, you can decide to do that. Or a travel idea that you had to travel, go on a vacation. You can proceed with those plans and be more in the clear after the 8th and definitely after the 22nd. Now, on the 27th, we have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius. So for you guys, that's your 10th house of career. So a brand new beginning, because this is Father, Sun, and Mama Moon. They come together, they birth something new for you in that area. So once again, any of my Tauruses that are trying to advance in career, this is a pretty good month for that, especially when it comes to using your resources with networking with other people to you know, further enhance the advancement in career. So a new beginning here. Some of you guys could be getting a new job, a promotion, a new career. It can be really good news for you guys. I don't see that this moon is making any significant crazy aspects with being in Aquarius. But so yeah, to me it looks pretty positive. So go after those, you know, vamp up your resume this month. Go after those careers that maybe you thought, oh, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I have the right qualifications. No, go for it. You may be surprised with, you know, really achieving something and really grabbing one of those great, dope careers. So that is the month of January for my Taurus peoples. I hope it's a really great and exciting month for you guys.